Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Ursula von der Leyen has been speaking at Davos at the World Economic Forum, giving it the old Wiffle Waffle. Here's a quick clip.
The next decades will see the greatest industrial transformation of our times, maybe of any times. And those who develop and manufacture the technology that will be the foundation of tomorrow's economy will have the greatest competitive edge. So the scale of the opportunity is clear for all to see.
And there's more of that speech, but I won't bore you with it. It's the same old, same old. The World Economic Forum is now talked about everywhere. This speech was televised live on Sky. Very few people were talking about it back in 2020 when I did a video on here about Klaus Schwab, which managed to get 400,000 views just before this channel got shadow banned. But now the World Economic Forum has become a meme. It's become a caricature. Schwab is an evil villain. The alternative media pushed this caricature to the max. It's all very surreal. And what is strange is now the social media platforms are pushing the alternative media stories, the negative ones, and reinforcing that narrative. And unlike a couple of years ago, many more people seem to know about this now, which is curious. And here we see Ursula von der Leyen, who, if you check one of my videos last year, I did a video on her, and her family history was heavily involved in the slave trade, and talking here as if she wants to enslave the world with dear Klaus, as she is making great declarations, talking about the greatest industrial transformation of all time that's going to happen in the next, 10 years or next 5 years or whatever, so she is saying. I think this is all waffle. It's all nonsense. It doesn't add up. I've talked about this before. In the speech, she talks about lithium and, of course, sustainable development goals. Now, the things that they are pushing, these concepts, these 15-minute cities, these electric cars for everyone, digital IDs, all kinds of things, are so heavily reliant upon technology that as things stand today, they can't do what they want. What they are stating is actually not sustainable. Now, just for example, electric cars. You need lithium for electric car batteries. Right now, if you snapped your fingers and swapped every car for an electric car right now, it would mean you would run out of lithium in decades. They estimate around 2050. But that's just for electric cars. It's also needed for smartphones, for laptops, for planes, aeroplanes, trains, smart cities, all kinds of things. While on the other side, you've got fossil fuels. These experts reckon fossil fuels will last longer than lithium, so the replacement is less sustainable than the original. And some people believe fossil fuels will never run out. The supply of fossil fuels, it says here, is effectively fixed. But this is not so with lithium. And then you have silver as well, which is needed, that some claim there isn't enough for the next 10 years, I've heard some people say, to supply for all of this new tech they want. It's the actual changes that these control freaks talk about which are not sustainable. What they want to do, what they talk about, whether it's smart cities, electric cars, industrial transformation, is going to need astronomical amounts of minerals and metals that they don't literally have. And even if they did, they don't have the time to mine it for what they want to do in the time they talk about it. I mean, smart cities, 15-minute cities, I can see them trying this out here and there in big cities, but everywhere? No. The only way their plans would be feasible would be if there was a huge reduction in the population. Yeah? I mean, like a huge reduction, which would render it easier to manage a smaller amount of people, and they would have enough resources to make all of these changes. Now, we've talked about this Depop before, but looking at it logically at this present time, what are we, about 2 years into this now? And although authorities state there are increases in excess deaths and there is stuff going on, at this moment in time, it's not decreasing to any extent it would need for any of these plans to work. at this moment. I mean, maybe things will change. Hopefully, things won't get worse and change. So it's interesting to see this World Economic Forum and this speech live streamed on Sky News, for example, when it wouldn't have a couple of years ago. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, they are trying to change things. They are giving these big speeches to all of these industry people. And there is stuff happening, but the big declarations that they make and the time they state they want it done by and what they are asking just seems like a load of old waffle to me. I feel like I'm listening to a bunch of salesmen trying to sell businesses a concept that can't be delivered. It sounds like spin to me. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to hugotalks.com, the website, to get notifications of all videos, as many are not posted on here anymore. See you later.